Imagine standing in a crowded hall. Hundreds of people around you are focused on one man. His voice booms across the room, every word charged with power, every sentence pushing the crowd deeper into a frenzy. Yes, this man is Adolf Hitler, the architect of war and destruction. But tonight, something different is happening. Hidden behind the walls of this hall is a ticking bomb, waiting to explode. Its target? The man standing at the podium, Adolf Hitler himself. But will this bomb succeed in ending his reign? Or is this yet another narrow escape for the dictator? Welcome to a story of bravery, betrayal, and missed opportunities. In this video, we'll explore the countless assassination attempts made on Hitler's life. These daring plots were designed to change the course of history, but as you'll see, fate and other plans. Hitler's narrow escape at Munich. It was a cold evening in Munich and Adolf Hitler was delivering one of his infamous speeches at the Burger Braukeller beer hall. The audience was captivated, hanging on to his every word. But unknown to them, hidden in the shadows was a bomb set to explode and bring down the ceiling on Hitler and his top lieutenants. The mastermind behind this plot, not a soldier, not a political rival, but a humble German carpenter named Georg Elser. For months, Elser has planned the attack, carefully observing Hitler's routines and choosing this exact moment. The bomb was timed to explode at 9:20 p.m., the very moment Hitler was expected to be mid-speech. But fate, as it often did in Hitler's case, intervened. On that fateful night, Hitler, for reasons unknown to Elser, left the beer hall early at exactly 9:07 p.m., just 13 minutes before the bomb went off. The explosion was devastating. It killed 8 people and injured 63 more. But Hitler walked away unscathed. Elser's motivation and capture. Georg Elser wasn't a high-ranking officer or a political figure. He was an ordinary man who hated what the Nazi regime had done to Germany and the world. He believed that the only way to stop the devastation was to remove Hitler from power, even if it meant sacrificing his own life. Elser was arrested while trying to flee to Switzerland. The border patrol found suspicious materials on him, linking him to the bombing. Under interrogation, Elser confessed to everything, but despite his confession, the Nazis didn't execute him immediately. They kept him in custody, planning to hold a show trial after the war. However, with the Third Reich collapsing in 1945, Hitler ordered Elser's execution just weeks before the end of World War II. A history of close calls. Munich was just one of the many close calls in Hitler's life. There were nearly 40 non-assassination attempts, each more daring than the last. But somehow, each one failed, whether through bad luck, faulty equipment, or Hitler's unpredictable schedule. One of the most significant figures behind these attempts was Henning von Tresckow, a brilliant military officer. Tresckow, like many Germans, initially supported Hitler's rise to power in 1933. But by 1941, after witnessing the horrors of the war, especially Germany's invasion of the Soviet Union, he became disappointed. The Smolensk plot. By 1943, Tresckow was stationed on the Eastern Front in Smolensk. It was there that he masterminded one of the boldest attempts to kill Hitler. Tresckow arranged for Hitler to visit the front and during his visit handed a package containing 2 bottles of what seemed like fine cognac to Lieutenant Colonel Heinz Brandt, one of Hitler's aides. Inside the package, however, was a bomb set to explode during Hitler's flight back. The plan seemed foolproof. If the bomb had worked, it would have caused the plane to crash over Soviet territory. But once again, fate spared Hitler. The bomb's fuse, affected by the freezing cold in the plane's cargo hold, failed to detonate. By the time Tresckow realized what had happened, Hitler had already landed safely. The moral conflict. Tresckow wasn't just motivated by military strategy, his opposition to Hitler was deeply moral. He had seen the atrocities committed by the Nazis, particularly the genocide against Jews, and could no longer stand back. He believed that assassinating Hitler was not just a duty to Germany, but to humanity as a whole. Trescos wasn't alone. There were others, both in the military and the aristocracy, who shared his belief that Germany could only be saved by removing Hitler from power. But as history shows, determination alone wasn't enough. Operation Valkyrie. The most famous of these plots came in July 1944, Operation Valkyrie. This was the brainchild of Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg, a war hero who had lost an eye and a hand in a combat. Stauffenberg, like Tresco, believed Hitler's rule would only lead Germany to ruin. The plan was bold: kill Hitler and then launch a coup to seize control of the government. On the July 20th, 1944, Stauffenberg personally placed a bomb inside a briefcase during a meeting with Hitler at his Wolfslayer headquarters. He left the room confident that the bomb would soon explode and bring Hitler's reign to an end. The bomb did explode, killing 4 people and injuring many others, but once again, Hitler survived. A heavy wooden table had absorbed much of the blast, sparing his life. Stauffenberg, believing Hitler was dead, returned to Berlin to initiate the coup. But when it became clear Hitler had survived, the coup quickly fell apart, as Stauffenberg was executed along with the other conspirators. So why did Hitler survive? Why did so many assassination attempts on Hitler fail? It wasn't just luck, though luck certainly played a part. Hitler's security was tight. His travel routes were always kept secret, and his schedule was unpredictable. He often changed plans at the last minute, making it nearly impossible for anyone to know exactly where he would be. Moreover, as the war dragged on, Hitler became increasingly paranoid. His bodyguards, the SS Leibstandarte, were highly trained and vigilant. Every venue he visited was inspected in advance, and any potential threats were quickly neutralized. The final days. Despite surviving so many assassination attempts, Hitler's fate was sealed by the very war he had started. As Allied forces closed in on Berlin in April 1945, Hitler retreated to his underground bunker. On April 30th, 1945, the Soviet troops just a few hundred meters away, Hitler took his own life, avoiding the fate that so many had tried to deliver to him. Though countless brave men and women risked everything to stop him, Adolf Hitler survived their attempts. But in the end, his life was claimed not by the hands of his enemies, but his own. History is full of moments where everything could have changed, where one bomb, one bullet could have altered the course of the future. But as we have seen, fate had other plans for Adolf Hitler. Thank you for watching. If you found this story interesting and want to explore more historical tales, please like, subscribe and click the bell icon. This way you will never miss our latest videos about the past.